Welcome back to the show, ladies and gents. It's time for Train, the last map of the evening. Long day of CS ahead tomorrow, but for today, this is the 6th and final map. And I think it's fair to say on Train we expect a strong performance from Optic.
Yeah, one of the best maps for Optic, just in total. It's one of the maps where they can actually duke it out with some of the better teams in the world. I think, well, if you limit it to NA, they only lose pretty much to Cloud9 and SK, two teams who are definitely strong on that map as well, so there's no shame in that. And other than that, they've pretty much just lost to the upper echelon of European teams. So definitely a strong map for them going into this. CLG on the other side, it's a map they play. It's not like they shy away from it, but it hasn't given them that strong results. They have managed to beat Cloud9, but that's starting to become quite a while ago, like nearing 3 months. So, you know, you can't really take that with too much confidence going into this.
All right, then let's see what CLG have for us and how they will deal with the aggressive CT side of Optic, which will come in the second half.
Yeah.
But I mean,
very accurate statement.
Yeah, it's just notable the forward positions they like to hold. But for now, let's focus on the CT side of CLG. So far, so good. Tarik getting taken out. Stanislaw towards main. Has had some tagging as well. Now the rest of the Optic side are in for the charge, but most of the kills going the way of the CTs at the moment. hazed finally getting taken down. Man advantage retained for the CT. Subroza coming through, spotted by NAF, but he cannot get the kill. Rush doing what his name says. Picked up the USP now, but he has no idea where Cutler is. He does, however, have the bomb, so he can reset the situation by exiting the site, but he's going to get down for free. I could see it happening on the radar slowly but surely. CLG off to a good start.
If Rush makes it around that corner just in time, then he's going to have so much time to just play around with, but obviously massive start to the round. hazed doing a lot of work here, picking up those 2 first frags. Well, CLG get the start they needed. I think they need to have a very, very strong CT side if they're going to have a shot at this. I'm also interested to see how mixwell does, because normally whenever he gets on train, doesn't matter what kind of a day he has, he usually brings big numbers.
Yeah, he is quite the menace on this map. Optic opting for the 4-spy. SK have some quite nice 4-spies on the T side of this map.
No, they absolutely do. And with 2 smokes, well, they have 2 opportunities. Obviously, inner would be probably the easiest one to get a bomb plant down on, simply because less avenues to actually have to smoke off. As for yard, 2 smokes will only get you so far. So I'm just gonna get spotted, taking some damage up on higher, but nothing life-threatening up to this point. But it seems like Optic are slowly moving back towards that yard area.
NahtE going for the cheeky kills, but he won't be served anything. Here we go, Optic Gaming with a very slow grenade execute. Not the smoke plot execute though, but it does get him onto the A site. hazed with some pre-fire. Stanislaw getting taken down. Cutler, can he get anything done here? They're lining up for him, runs out of bullets, but he may be the only one to fall in this round. Rush going for the gun, can't reach it. And koosta will clear things up, drop the scout, pick up the M4.
I'd be confused about what Optic wanted to get done there with those 2 smokes, because as you said, it's not directed towards the bomb plant, so they're not going for just a bomb plant, which is weird. But I guess if they invest heavily into the round, they want to try to win it, but I'm not really sure what the main idea is behind that. Sure, they want to get Ivy control, that type of thing, but it's going to be extremely hard to do with 2 flashes and 2 smokes in total. Yeah,
it's curious because the wall of smokes in the site gets you deeper onto the site. It's more risky for the CTs to go beyond that smoke, which kind of compels them to allow you to get the bomb down. So it has bonuses.
Yeah, it's definitely viable. You can go like multiple ways with it. You've seen SK, for instance, like sometimes just go straight into it and towards connector instead of just committing to the bomb site in those kind of situations to catch up rotations.
Yeah, it doesn't just get you closer to the site. It gets you closer to the CTs as well.
Yeah.
Which then gives you opportunities to win the round if you've got Tech 9s and so on. So a curious round from Optic. 2 players left in this one. Make it 1. Not a single kill just yet.
Does have the bomb though.
He has the bomb, yeah, but he might not be much use to him on this occasion.
If only he could detonate it at will.
I think he'll end up being the world's worst terrorist. Indeed he will. And that's another round in the bag for CLG. So great start for CLG, but well, a good start. It would be a great start if they can win this buy round, that's for sure.
Yeah. And this is where it's going to come... well, yeah, I think this is where a lot of CLG's CT half is going to be decided, really, what they're able to do here. Luckily enough, they don't have to deal with any sort of ops, and they're going to have one on their own on Koosta. We're seeing a lot of smokes here, and already quick move towards the yard here. Koosta's going to get smoked off before he can see anyone at all. This opens up the avenues for Optic to actually get some map control here.
Yeah, so similar smokes to that they used in the in that second round, but again, it cuts the site in half diagonally as well, which is interesting. So I'm really curious as to see how the things develop from here. Koosta on the high ground, being spotted there by Rush, but still gets the kill, and now he can just be the bait for his team. We're going to try and do some more. Hayes charging in, going to get a kill, traded though. Still Koosta on the high ground of 6 HP. Subroza coming in now, and Optic are exposed in almost all directions. Much to do. Tarik alone now versus 3. Koosta still on the high ground, but it's Subroza to take him down.
And again, it's more understandable that they do that kind of an execute with the 2 smokes, or the same smoke that we saw in the 4 spy round, seeing how they have AKs. So the range doesn't really matter at that much at that point, and you can deal with it better, and you also have more flashes to actually push your way forward or potentially go through smokes. But it seemed like they just completely forgot about the fact that people normally play Ivy, because Subroza would just left to his own devices for the better part of that round without being put under pressure at all. And Optic wasn't really able to find any sort of ground. Partly because CLG does a good job of not selling themselves out and giving up easy frags, but you would have expected Optic to do more.
So if I'm not mistaken, if Optic win this match, then they will end up with better seeding than Immortals.
That's correct.
So, well, I was going to say, like, they really need to win this, but so far so good. They only started with pistols in this round. Somehow they picked up 2 rifles. Ethan heavily tagged us as well as Koosta. And now let's see if... there we go, mixwell can get the kill before Koosta emerges, so life is going to be looking really hard for Koosta. No idea where Rush is while all this is going on. Koosta facing with a Molotov, perfect timing peek from mixwell, Optic on the scoreboard.
I thought it was a flamethrower. But yeah, there we see Optic actually getting up close and personal with those Tech 9s, which they weren't able to do in their 4 spy round, and obviously shots like that from mixwell is going to help out quite a bit. It does get them back into it. CLG, though, having won 4 in a row, not going to have too much issues buying up again, and Koosta getting that early pick onto mixwell.
That is... I don't know what that peak is from mixwell, unless he thought that there wasn't money for an AWP on CLG, because the CTs always get there first. Always get there first. Always.
Well, this round has spiraled out of control. Optic haven't found anything at all. It seemed like they were banking on... Well, there just not being that much money on CLG's side because, as you said, mixwell committing that early on in an angle that you know the CTs are going to get to first. It doesn't make sense, but it seems like they just wanted to follow up on that and see if they could find an early trade fag.
This is quite a terrible start from Optic.
It is. I definitely expected more out of them, but credit where credit is due to CLG. Koosta taking the peek. I have to be careful now with the Molotov up there. Just going to be able to get out of dodge for now, and now it's all down to Rush. All on his lonesome. It's not going to find a single kill either. So the economy of CLG that potentially could have been shook in that, well, with that round, actually going to have an opportunity to stabilize here a little bit. Look how spread out the money is on Optic.
It is higgledy-piggledy. Stanislaw hasn't got a single kill yet, by the way. So
he was having a good game on Dust 2 as well.
Yeah, we'll see if he can catch up. I say catch up, they've got 1 round on the board, so who knows what they need to do at this point. Oh dear, Koosta has fallen to the flames. Went for I can only assume he went for a peek through the Molotov.
Yeah.
And then just took too much damage and could not escape. Such is life. Subroza going for a push, trying to even up the numbers, not going to work out for him. Hayes taking Tarik down elsewhere, but the advantage is still with Optic. Nice no-scope there from NAF. Things falling apart for the CLG in this round at the very least, but they can still salvageable. Bomb, I think maybe moving towards main. There goes mixwell in the Ivy position. Facing with a grenade, not advised. Ill-advised, in fact. Hayes not going to go for the hero push through the smoke. And in fact, he would have had Stanislaw waiting for him. And there goes the plant. CLG players on either side of the site. There goes Cutler. Okay, he's coming through connector, actually. He escaped the pop dog position. Stanislaw expecting him, but he's got multiple angles to check. We'll see what the peeking's like. Ethan, from out of nowhere, he's just about getting the kill there, 12 HP. But indeed, CLG continue their charge. And I don't know how far on AWP is, but I'm sure he would want to collect one before defusing the bomb. There we go, not too far away.
Still mentions it. But yeah, I think that there you see the biggest mistake, because NAF already got out of a sticky situation by getting the kill on Ethan, who was pushing him on higher. And given how open up, like at that point, it's a 4v2 situation, so you know that Optic is at most going to run into one person out in yard. And a 3v1 situation is something you can live with any day of the week. And NAF, all he really has to do is hold a passive angle and just inform his teammates that hazed might be able to come down by pop. That's all he has to do. Because if he can keep the tension of hazed for longer, then Cutler's going to have a horrible time trying to actually hold off every angle in yard.
There we go, the more traditional smoke execute now towards the A side, but the bomb is moving in really late. But it will still have time to get planted as those smokes start to dissipate. So worst case scenario is being ticked off, and now it's about damage. Subroza taken down. Looking for the close angles, mixwell can't find the right one. NahtE just having a look towards Ivy. That is a very long range to P250 to get work done. It'll just be the one frag, and CLG continue to amass a monstrous scoreline.
Yeah, this time though, Optic do actually get something out of their eco round. So do get a bomb plant. They will have enough money to get an op if they would, well, if they want. Actually gonna opt not to get that. Tons of Molotovs though this time around. The last AE or big buy round they had, we didn't really see. Well, a particular amount of Molotovs being used on their execute. It was predominantly just smokes out in the yard along the trains, so we might see something different coming out from them this time. I haven't really put a lot of pressure on Inner.
Do you want to do it again, koosta? Do you want to do it again? He's tempted, he's tempted.
It's like singing the Be a Man song from Mulan as he goes in.
Well, what has happened to Optic? Where are they?
Well, they're just getting picked off. Nice and simple. But I'm actually surprised by the fact that we haven't seen them try to split up the defenses of CLG more at this point. It's been, yeah, very lackluster.
They are quite simply getting wrecked at the moment. And CLG are making too much money as well. If they are to survive with 4 players, Subroza going to get taken down at the very least. But there are AWPs trying on this position. Rush has done all he can do.
Yeah, but CLG managed to hold on to both of their ops. And you can see the guys who were dying, well, hazed at least had 11k before that round started. Subroza is the only one who really has to, you know, scratch deep into his pockets. And he's going to have teammates to back him up for that if need be. So they're looking pretty fine as of right now. And, well, for Optic, they're going for a bit of a desperation buy here. This is not pretty. Not a lot of utility. Well, they got the most important utility, which I guess is something. It seems like they're finally going to put some pressure on this inner bomb site.
Now it's Ethan's turn to face the Molotov. koosta on the low ground. People have passed already. Not sure if this will take Ethan by surprise. Shoulder peek comes in and it manages to escape. Ethan's got to be careful now. They may require support. Keeps going for the re-peek, but nothing just yet. Nades waiting to be deployed. Optic, they have hazed close to connector. And now koosta's backing up to cover the high ground, I would presume. With Ethan covering the low ground, or they can switch back and forth. Going to hold the off angles instead, or at least Ethan is.
It's a very curious angle for Ethan to pick, because if koosta misses one shot, or if there's just 2 people running down lower from Optic in this kind of situation, he is dead. Like, you don't have a lot of cover there.
Now the nades begin. Stanislaw. Oh, the bomb actually still headed towards the A side here. Subroza caught. Don't know what he was up to there. hazed gets the first frag, backs off smartly. He's got 8 bullets in the hole. There goes Rush as well, and that's the bomb. That's the information known. Now he's got to deal with NahtE. NahtE does have support, but doesn't come fast enough. Stanislaw trades 2 versus 1. 2 AWPs, but they can't cover both sides of the bomb site, but they can cover... I was going to say the collection of the bomb, but it was deeper than I thought. So 2 AWP retake, And Stanislaw has an M4. There's opportunity for him. He can do this, but he has no idea where they're coming from. That's going to be a huge issue. Cutler holding the angle, lining up for him! But the pistol! Oh, man. 9-1.
9-1. And, well, it happened off camera, but the situation we talked about where koosta's attention is drawn away actually happens to where Nate's still watching towards higher. Tarik is able to just run down lower and find an easy frag. He does get traded by koosta afterwards, but if that was a full-on execute from Optic, that could have been really, really bad for CLG. But so far, it's working out. He's just having a massive game right now. He's sitting on 18 frags.
Boom. He's having quite a dandy time, isn't he? Well, we've got the T's moving quickly now into the A site. koosta looking for someone to take down. And there it is, the bomb carrier, which means full rotation for the CTs. NAF with the angle, hazed, overextending on this occasion. Lovely shot there onto mixwell. And it's just a shooting gallery for both teams at the moment. This has descended into madness. Subroza caught in no man's land once again. That's a lovely headshot from Ethan. Now it's Tarik. I don't know if he realizes that Ethan's on the site. Well, I guess he just picks off his teammate. But didn't wear his Cutler.
Yeah, should be able to figure it out. The problem for him, well, he does have a smoke still, so he can take his time. If he didn't have that smoke, he would have had to move forward or decide to go back into pop immediately. And, okay, so Cutler shot after him, but there's been no rotation in. And due to Tarik actually taking the long route, Cutler's actually going to be able to get into position here.
Oh, he will hear the scope. Surely he's going to hear the scope. Awkward. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That's an opening. And he's going to read that it's one CT per site. Goes for the plant immediately. Ethan coming in from the back. It may take him a while just to identify where the bomb's even been planted.
Where did the smoke land? Did it go inside
connector?
Yeah. I was just expecting to see some residue smoke there.
Oh, look at this. He will hear a diffuse attempt. I forgot they've got that beep beep now when you try and go for the diffuse. So the sound cues are even louder than they used to be.
Yeah, Tarik should be fine in this kind of situation. Because he doesn't need to commit on the first diffuse that Ethan attempts. He can just do a shoulder peek here. Well, he has to peek. Okay.
Oh, no!
Like,
yeah, he gets wrecked after the time, of course.
There's a difference between non-committing and not doing anything. I think that's a key distinction to make here.
Seems Optic wish to face the first European seed.
Yeah, they feel confident. Well, it's Envy who's topping the group right now, right?
Oh, yeah, right now that's true. But that could
very well change.
That could change in a number of ways. Again, G2 only have 4 games played somehow, so who knows what the final table will look like.
Well, once again, first frag, the round goes the way of CLG, and they've been finding that pretty much every single round of this first half. And Optic are just constantly getting caught out in positions with no smokes or no coverage or just standing in the open with nades in their hands.
The picks continue, just picks coming out. Peaks and picks. Now we're down to a 3-on-3, but it's the T's who have taken most of the damage. Rotating the last place. Now the bomb needs to be collected. Ethan in the CT spawn. So CLG have no idea what is safe and what is not safe.
They've gotten pretty conservative positions, though. And I think Haste in this kind of a situation, even though Cutler might end up getting sacrificed, ooh, actually it's going to be the other way around. Haste gets spotted out by mixwell, but this does at least give some sort of information to Cutler.
Oh, 20 seconds. Can see mixwell just baiting. Rush gets the first one. Now it's awkward for Cutler because he's got the AWP. He could pistol both these plays, but he has no idea. The flash, the smoke, the shot, the trade. Optic get a second round on the board. A much needed second round. And look what it's done to the money of CLG.
Yeah. That's first round in forever for Optic, and well, already that economy that was looking very good for CLG as well has just been completely, well, knocked over. Luckily for them, not too many rounds left in the round, but this could be the one chance that Optic has to get back into this. Subroza once again trying to get aggressive here, not going to find any success. Koosta as well.
That is somewhat awkward. Koosta, goodbye. So, oh my God, what is going on, please? What is happening? I was about to say a good chance for Optic to actually bring it to a 5-10, but no, not just yet. 2-2. NahtE inspecting, looking to go towards B, see if anything's going on.
Oh, hazed might hit a perfect timing here if Stanislaw doesn't wait. Oh yeah.
Footsteps.
There we go.
Are being heard. And that's going to allow Cutler to get into position as well. He's already at the back of the B bomb site. The open plant coming in. And now hazed is already on the high ground.
Okay, so Cutler's already been able to clear out higher in that sense for... Well, yeah, for hazed, and well, it's not going to be able to connect the shots, but Stanislaw not finding anything either, so hazed will be able to salvage it in the end. That was a nice play from CLG, though, with Cutler having already been towards higher, seeing that there's nobody there for him to fear. It's yeah, it just makes it a lot safer for hazed to walk out higher there. It gives him a better scope of what's, or better scope of the land, lay of the land, really.
Good presence of mind for CLG. Cutler finds an AK for hazed to add a FAMAS, and then he scrambles to pick up as much as possible for the second last round. As again, the money is not ideal. Optic with a buy here that could do some serious damage, although they've offered little evidence of that so far in a lot of these previous rounds. Cutler taking pot shots, not aware of what's going on towards the IV position. Koosta on the site. His silencer may give his position away, but so far so good. That's a bomb down, and there goes NahtE as well. 3 kills for Koosta. Lovely stuff. Make it 4. He wants the ace now. No doubt in that. 13 HP. Should let his teammates finish things off for the last round, and indeed he will. hazed getting a frag onto Stanislaw. 12-2. Not the scoreline anybody could have expected.
Definitely not. If anything, I would have seen this going the other way around, being 12-2 to Optic, but they're just getting stomped in every possible imaginable way. And you have to consider the fact that they've gotten, well, one of the 2 rounds they've gotten has been a Tech 9 eco, or a Tech 9 buy.
hazed taking the law into his own hands, thinking his teammate as well. That's not good. And that's 2 kills for NahtE.
Bomb has been temporarily delayed there. Not really sure what he's doing. Seems like they actually want to still go out towards yard here, hoping that NahtE has created enough of a distraction towards inner, but no, jig is up now. I know they just lost his one buddy on inner as well, and now Rush is in a terrible situation. Hasn't been able to pick up a weapon either, so just gonna have to duke it out with the Tech 9. Already been spotted out by Cutler, and they've got 2 mollies. Throw your molly, Cutler. Or not. Bit late.
M4 collected. Subroza has the smoke. Question is, will they go for the smoke diffuse in a 2 versus 1? It's awkward, and maybe as time continues, they'll be more compelled to do it, but it could get really weird for both teams. There's a Molotov first. Well, where's the Molotov? Where's the smoke grenade, though? Subroza, you got the smoke. There it is being deployed, and Rush knows that...
what was that smoke?
Oh my God, how?
What? First off, if you're in a situation like that, you always throw the smoke on the bomb.
What is that smoke even supposed to represent?
This first half.
That's a very good answer.
I don't know. So Subroza wants to smoke off higher, but I don't know why. Like, why would you not want to smoke off the bomb in that kind of a situation? Oh, well, in any case, Optic do pick up their 3rd round, a much-needed one, and they're going to have to, well, keep winning rounds at this point. So picking up the pistol is going to be mandatory for them, more or less, if they want to have a shot at getting back into this. And, well, NAF's going to start things off strong for them. First frag in the bag, and Tarik follows up as well.
Right, CLG, what can you do to get yourselves back into this round? 2 players coming towards IV. Rush getting headshots straight away, followed up as well. And now Tarik will do the best he can, but it's a 3 versus 1. Trades continue back in favor of CLG now. NahtFly can get some 2-taps. They're jumping around the corner. They're double peeking. And indeed, CLG will deliver 13-3. Opportunities running short for Optic.
And it's going to be interesting to see if CLG opts to go for the cheap route here with a lot of SMGs. Or, yeah, no, they're going to go with the rifles. The safer choice. Well, actually, they do actually spread it out pretty nicely. 3 SMGs, 2 AKs. Quite a bit of utility. And I really hope to see that they're actually going to use these Molotovs for what they're worth. And one thing that they need to be careful of, and something that actually burned them on Dust 2, is Tarik's scout now. He was able to do a ton of damage to them before they even got close to a bomb site last time around on Dust 2.
Anti-force by time.
Well, he's just being that decoy grenade pretty much out in yard.
He needs help. I don't know if help is there.
Yeah.
Not time for a grenade. Not time for a grenade. Whenever you die with a grenade in your hand, you should make a note of it and ask yourself why. Why did I die when I had a grenade in my hands? Was it reasonable? Was I unlucky? Or should I have had my gun out?
I feel like 80% of the time you're going to figure out, like, I definitely didn't need to do that.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Well, CLG managed to stabilize, though, even after he gets taken out. So the superior weaponry reigns supreme once again.
14-3. Optic, we're left with little choice but to force buy every round at this point. Subroza not overextending, just being careful. The burst fire at range. Stanislaw's on the flank though. Rush with a forward position and a 5-7. Considerably more powerful than a P250 for a mere $200 more. 2 players left for the CT side bomb. Could be rotating towards the B bomb site, it appears so, and leaving Cutler in position to cut off this rotation from Rush. A standoff there, which will leave NahtFly over towards B on his own. Rush leaves with good timing. Cutler reset his position. Rush taking the long route down, but indeed he will be shot in the back. Match point, 12 match points for CLG.
This is definitely unexpected. Would not seen this coming at all. Especially given how much this actually matters for Optic as well. The fact that they would know that with the situation they found themselves in the league with Immortals, that they're going to have to win out, most likely, given the opponents both teams had left. To see them just being utterly curb stomped on one of their strongest maps is just very, very surprising. Once again, CLG just straight out into yard, finding picks and being able to do pretty much what Optic were never able to on their T side.
Well, this is going to go down in the books along with TSM beating SK on Cobblestone in Season 1. I think it's fair to say. 16-3 on Train. And that is that. I don't know what there is to say about that match.
I don't think there's a lot you can say. Not a lot of nice things, at least. Well, you can give a lot of credit to CLG for the fact that they had multiple opportunities where they potentially could have thrown this away by playing over aggressively or doing silly mistakes. But for the better part, it was just a solid CT half. I'm just right now more disappointed about how little we saw out of Optic compared to what kind of expectations I have from them, because this was just about 1,000 steps in the wrong direction for that team.
Well, let's have a look at the leaderboard and see how things are shaping up at the moment in North America. Just a few games to come tomorrow. Leaderboard. Right then, so you can see 2 matches remain for NRG and 2 for CLG, who can no longer make it to the final, unfortunately. So those games will be a formality. Optic will finish in 4th place rather than 3rd if they had won that, which means I would assume they'll go up against top seed from Europe. We'll find out who that is in the next few days. But again, at the top there, Cloud9 and SK. It's interesting, 1st and 2nd are tied, 3rd and 4th are tied. But at the bottom, there is little ties. It's complexity, just 3 from 18 and TSM 4, but then it's not much better for NRG either. Luminosity, learning curve for them. Liquid in an awkward place, and CLG in a state of transition, if you will. So yeah. Interesting and sometimes difficult times in the North American League. Yeah, but that we'll see the conclusion of that tomorrow. But for today, that brings our show to a close. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully, we will have some DDK here tomorrow as well. Send him some good thoughts and feelings. Bit sick today is Mr. DDK. Food poisoning on the toilet, of course. That's enough from Valve. I'm trying to say Halvor and Vendetta at the same time. I said Valve.
Close enough.
Yeah. That's goodbye from Vendetta, and it's goodbye from me. See you tomorrow.